what she did. The last 3 years, it was my sister's husband that molested me for 3 years. And my sister is the one that I turned to tell her.
So she knew what was going on?
Well, she was in complete denial. But there was another young lady in the trailer park, a 14-year-old, who he was molesting as well. So it wasn't just me, but that little girl coming forth and telling is what gave me the courage to tell.
At one point, did you think that this was normal behavior?
Yeah, I did. And you want to know something?
Great mindset.
I became sexually active at the age of 12.
Wow.
And then I also battled with bisexuality because of the females that molested me. I was so confused, and even before I went through my healing process, I had issues with intimacy. I mean, it really, really scarred me.
When you moved into the foster care system, was that better for you?
You know, I had to deal with abandonment. You know, even though I wasn't being molested, exactly.
Okay.
Even though I wasn't being molested, I had to deal with rejection and abandonment. And my biological mother is white, and then the foster parents I lived with were white also. So, and let me throw this in there. My mother's family didn't approve of her dating black men or being married to a black man. So I was rejected from her family, and I felt like a misfit or outcast at the children's home I lived at.
Wow, we have a caller, Rosemary from South Carolina. Hello?
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, I was listening to her conversation, pretty good conversation, but I'm not going to get on that conversation. My purpose is I am dealing with some members at our church. It's some that I dream about a lot. It's some that the Lord have really showed me as snakes. And these individuals have really been like real jealous towards mine.
Ma'am, we're dealing with the guests that we have on. You can call back Pastor Fred or others that will pray for you, but we're dealing with, thank you. All right, Ulysses. Arkansas, you're on the line. You're on the line, Arkansas. Hello?
Maybe they'll call.
Okay. All right.
So you dealt with a large amount of rejection from your family and then the foster home that you're living in.
Right.
And so now how are you doing in school? And now you're growing up of age and the molestation has stopped. And now you're sexually active and you're dealing with suicide, you say now?
Yep, suicidal thoughts. Now as far as school goes, when I got into the children's home, I was the only black kid there for 4 years, but I had the highest GPA the whole time. So I don't know how that flip-flop, I poured myself into my studies. But at the age of 17, I ended up leaving the children's home, dropping out of high school, and moving to Brunswick, Georgia, where I tried to reach out to my biological father, who was an alcoholic. And while in Georgia, I met my now ex-husband, got married at 18, and he was extremely abusive, physically, mentally, emotionally. I could have no friends. I couldn't call my foster family. He wouldn't let me talk on the phone.
What attracted you to him? Because you thought that was love.
Oh my gosh, when I first met him, he was so loving, and he told me how he would have protected me, and he'll never allow me to get hurt again. And he just made me believe that he loved me, and I married that because I wanted love so bad.
Yeah.
And I stayed for how old?
How long were you married?
2 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 years.
Do you ever see the people that abuse you? Have you had a chance to confront them?
No, I've confronted my family members, the ones that turned their back on me. Many of the men and females that molested me, I don't even have contact. I wouldn't even know how to have contact. But the good thing is that I know that if I ever had the chance to see them again, I would minister to them. Because God died, Jesus died on the cross, not just for the victim or the one who was abused, but also for the one who did the abusing. salvation is for everyone. Something happened in these people's life that caused them to think it was normal for them to molest a young child.
To look at you now, to hear you sound so positive, I know that this has been a long road. What was it that made you identify this pain and it helped turn around for the good?
When I left my ex-husband, I was 21. I had to take up a job dancing in a nightclub for a while to get on my feet, to fight for custody for my daughter so that she wouldn't be with my ex-husband. At the age of 23, I was so shattered, broken. I mean, just completely depressed.
Alone?
Everything. I mean, that was one of the darkest times in my life. I found a church, went to church, and I had an experience with the Lord, and it was a real physical experience. I don't know what happened, but when I woke up off the floor, I was a complete different person. I felt the difference. Something was lifted. I felt lighter, and that began my 4-year healing process.
Wow.
Terry's on the line from Arkansas. Good evening, Terry. Your question or comment?
How you doing today, Bishop?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm blessed.
Good.
Okay, my call today is I came in contact with a family member. I never knew my dad. And I came in contact with the family after my dad died. And they said, and I gave them we exchanged numbers, and they called back, and we talked, and after then they said they'll call me back, and I never contacted them again. And so it's just like it's been something inside of me that's bothering me that I didn't get a chance to meet or know really who my father was.
So you felt abandonment, or? Yeah. All right. We're going to pray in just a little while for all of those family abandonment issues, rejection. So just stay tuned. All right.
I sure will.
All right.
God bless you.
All right. You can call 313-564-5700. We're talking to Mamie Johnson Atkins, and information will be on the screen about how you can purchase her book. Because listen, if you're going through any pain and you have not been healed, stay tuned, because she's going to pray. Information on the screen right now of how you can get her book, Dealing with Past Hurt and Pain. There's so many people that are dealing with past hurt and pain, and you have to face it.
Yes.
Is that what you had to do?
Yep, I did. I had to really deal with everything. Things I had suppressed and blocked out. I convinced myself I've forgiven people.
Is it easy to do that?
It's not. That going through the healing process hurt worse than the actual events themselves.
Going through the actual healing process hurts more than the actual
going through the events themselves. It was so much. God had to dig out the roots. I had to cry the tears that I didn't allow myself to cry at 11, 12. I had to face the emotions that I didn't know how to face at that age. And it was very difficult. And it took 4 years, but it hurt. It was hard, but it was worth it. It was truly worth it, and that's how I got the book. Yeah.
Rose is on the line from Mississippi. Hello, Mississippi.
Oh, hello. God bless you. And I was just listening to this young lady, and I'm so pleased